Did Mr. Rogers have a hidden humor, a covert, concealed wit about him? Let's take a look.
It's not a boy hole or a girl hole or a lady hole. It's a man hole. Men go down to work there. And there's always one man outside to help.
A manhole. Does he hear himself? He's educated. He's intelligent. He's not stupid. Does he think that this needs to be clarified to children? He grew up with traditional Christian values. However, he genuinely practiced acceptance of everyone, even if he didn't personally agree with you. Mr. Rogers was sharp. He knew that the parents were watching with their children.
Each one of these paper clips has its own job to do. Here are a couple other different kinds. And yet they're all called paper clips. You hear? And here's another one. This is a small one that's strong. Each one is fancy. In its own way, just the way each person is fancy in his or her own way. Some are fancy on the outside. Some are fancy on the inside. Yes, sir. Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddies. Yes, sir. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine. I think you're a special person, and I like your ins and outsides. Everybody's fancy, everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
He began with the different paper clips. And there were, 4 or 5 different paper clips. Now, he could have begun with something that said binary, this or that. And he did, but he didn't. He began with all of those different paper clips, and I think that was purposeful. He knows what he's doing. He's a very intelligent person. He's speaking to little children, but he himself is not a baby child with a baby child mind. He knows that to communicate, he's communicating with the things that he's showing as well as his words, his songs, etc. And he's got a child audience as well as those parents who are watching with their children. And so he holds to the traditional Christian values himself, but he is very understanding and loving of other people, I think. And I think he puts some humor in from time to time. Now, I know a lot of people might debate this, but when he does the Thumbkin song, does he know that people are watching when he puts his fingers up and how he puts his fingers up? Well, let's watch it and then talk about it.
Have a good time playing. Do you have a song for us?
Yes, we do. Thumbkin. Where is Thumbkin?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Where is
We did Thumbkin. Here's Thumbkin. Yep. Pointer.
Pointer.
Tall man.
Now, notice here, how she has her hand turned this way. This is usually how people do the thumbkin. And when they do tall man, they hold their hand this way, or they'll hold it to the side.
Tall man, ring finger,
That
and
one's hard to
pinky.
get out. Ring finger, can you get it out?
Can you get it out, Richard?
Can you get this one out, Rick? It is a tough one.
Yeah.
Good.
And pinky, and then everybody.
It's sort of like hide and seek, too,
Yes,
isn't
it is.
Because they're all at the
Behind
back.
your back.
When we start. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Pumpkin? Good, let's sing it.
Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am. Here I am. Well, how are you today, sir?
Does he just not know how to do this song? Because when they're talking to each other, he's tapping the thumbs and fingers like that. They go like that when they're talking.
Very well, I say, sir. Run away. Run away. Pointer. Where is Pointer? Where is Pointer? Here I am. Here I am.
And here, notice the boys, they have their fingers pointed this way. So this is how I learned, and I've never seen it done this way before. Because when you get the tall man, well, we'll see.
Well, how are you today, sir? Very well, I say, sir. Run away. Run away. Tall man. Where is tall man? Where is tall man? Here I am. Here I am.
So there it is. And don't tell me he didn't know that it was going to be that way. He could have started with his hands this way. I think he has a sense of humor.
Good.
Well, how are you today, sir? Very well, I say, sir. Run away, run away. Ring finger is a ring finger. Where is a ring finger? Here I am, here I am. Well, how are you today, sir? Very well, I say, sir.
Yeah, that one's difficult. The ring finger. That's the best I can do. I just can't get it up.
Sir, run away, run away.
It's a hard
Pinky.
one, isn't it?
Where is Pinky? Where is Pinky? Here I am, here I am.
Good.
Well, how are you today, sir? Very well, I say, sir. Run away, run away. Everybody, where is everybody? Where is everybody? Here we are, here we are. Well, how are you today, sir? Very well, I say, sir. Run away, run away.
They've all run away, but let's bring them back.
Already?
One of the reasons that Mr. Rogers sang about boys staying boys and girls staying girls was because he knew that children don't understand reality. And as in his words, he said that children might think that they'll change suddenly for no reason at all and stop being a boy or become a girl, etc. He also wrote a song about going down the drain, something he thought that children were afraid of. And he had a experience that he talks about where a child was honestly afraid of going down the drain. The mother had to take the baby out, the little toddler, out of the bathtub while the water went down the drain because the child was afraid that they would go down the drain with the water. Little children worry about all kinds of things like that because they don't understand reality. Well, Mr. Rogers wrote a song about You'll Never Go Down the Drain. Let's take a listen and see if there's any humor in it.
You can never go down, can never go down, can never go down the drain. You're bigger than the water, you're bigger than the soap. You're much bigger than all the bubbles, and bigger than your telescope, so you see.
Yeah, um, you're much bigger than your telescope, for sure. And that's something that the parents would recognize and know. So there's humor in that. You're much bigger than your telescope, so you're not going to go down the drain. If your telescope isn't going to go down the drain, because you're much bigger than your telescope for sure, right? So he was always aware that parents, mothers and fathers, were also listening to this song with their children. So I think he added some humor in there along the way. He was a smart man. He was an intelligent man.
You see, you can never go down, can never go down, can never go down the drain. You can never go down, can never go down, can never go down the drain. The rain may go down, but you can't go down. You're bigger than any bathroom drain. You can never go down, can never go down, you can never go down the drain.
So I personally think he had a wit about him, a covert sort of comedy that he would do for the parents who were listening and watching the show. Let's check out someone who knew him on the show, a friend of his who played the officer, Clemens.
NBC5's Adrian Pastors live this morning. Adrian, a lot of people remember Officer Clemens from the show and the role he played in talking about race at the height of such a divided time.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Zuri. Francois Clemens is now retired and living in Vermont, and after a long and fulfilling career that included a controversy that sparked a larger discussion about civil rights in America, now he's looking back on his past and the work that's left moving forward.
I put my foot in the water and history was made.
When Francois Clemens signed up to play a police officer on the PBS program in 1969, he had no idea the impact it would have around the country.
It's so warm, I was just putting some water on my feet.
Oh, it sure is.
Would you like to join me?
That moment, 5 years after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which ended legal segregation, sparking a conversation of acceptance and friendship between people of different races.
Everybody in the studio got quiet. And I didn't quite understand that impact. They were all looking at us. And he said things that a friend would say to another friend.
For over 25 years, Officer Clemens appeared regularly on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He never thought his love for music and the arts would lead to a career on TV as a singing policeman.
So on the surface, it looked like a children's program for white people. But deep down inside, they were talking about emotions, love, hate, anger, being abandoned, the kinds of things that all children have to deal with. And I said, black people need to hear about this also.
Clemens' involvement with the show invited a wider audience and the chance to tackle real-world issues. It also caught the attention of some of the biggest names of the Harlem Renaissance, like Maya Angelou.
Oh, she said, we want you to keep doing that so that our black kids can see a black man's face on television.
In a world that consistently challenged his existence, Clemens says staying true to himself and finding his purpose was one of the most valuable lessons he's learned, making it his mission to share it with others.
I'm 77 years old, I'll soon be 78, and I have never fit. But it wasn't intentional, it's just who I am. So what I want people to know is, be your individual self. It's a gift.
After the show ended its 31-season run, Clemens continued to spread his message, singing on stages all over the world, eventually settling in Vermont, where he served as director of a spiritual choir at Middlebury College until his retirement.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
And as he looks at the role the show played on his own life, he says there's nothing he would do differently.
Fred said, be kind, be kind, be kind. And if you don't can't figure it out, or you don't have the situation in hand, go back again. Be kind, be kind, be kind. It changes how we view things.
And years after that initial scene, Clemens and Mr. Rogers came together in the early 90s to recreate it, keeping their message going and celebrating their friendship that lasted a lifetime. In the studio, Adrian Pastor, NBC5 News.
And so when it comes to racism, bigotry, unkind people who don't want to be kind to one another and make the world a better place for all, as Mr. Rogers was trying to do,